It's Dale here. So I'm going to show you the very first sort of image transfer I ever did. Probably the easiest one, not so much perhaps permanent, but the other day I think on Facebook or somewhere, Maggie Gray put up an image. This is one of the books that she wrote. Maggie's been very innovative over the years and all sorts of stuff. And in the image, she showed this to me somewhere else, is how to use webbing, fusible webbing, to transfer an image. And I'll show you the image that she had. It's fabulous for things like fragments and things that you aren't so concerned about it being perfect. This book probably is out of print, but it's well worth. It's got lots of great ideas, and there are lots of products that have sort of vanished, but there are lots of things to inspire you. And so what I've done is, first of all, you can transfer onto any surface that takes your fancy. So I've transferred these ones on a laser, and that's the laser one here. And this one is on an inkjet, and that's the inkjet. And it's quite interesting that from the same picture I used, my photo from Provence, which I took when I was there, is actually more like this. But in the inkjet, it's got a lot pinker. It doesn't really matter because it's the idea of it. So I've transferred them. What I've done to transfer is I've taken fusible webbing, and I'll put it onto here. This one's on felt, but it could be on any, and you can see I'm recycling a piece of a piece of fabric that's already had a print on it. And I'll show you, you can colour your surface beforehand or whatever takes your fancy. And I'll put this on, and this is paper-backed fusible webbing, which in Australia is called Blycefix. It's on a paper, mine's this wide, and in England it's called Bondaweb or similar, and in America and probably in Canada it's Wonder Under. Don't use things, it's got to be something where you've ironed it on like this. This is a piece of poly cotton, this is a piece of felt, this is a piece of cardi paper. So the surface you use doesn't matter. And then you peel this off and you put your whatever you're doing down. So that's my pieces, and I'll show you what I'm... Take the paper backing off, obviously. And all the paper backing off. Alright, you've got all the paper off. And on the back you can see I've got an image that was already there. Now this is another one that I did just before. And as you can see, there's the image, which is what this is. First of all, when I did it, I reversed it so it was the other way, like this. And of course, when you reverse it, the words reverse. So I had to go and print it again so that so anytime you have words, you always want to reflick it and reverse it so that it comes out so it's printed. And this is a photo I took in Marrakesh. Now, if you look at my printed piece, which was underneath, or something from something else, you can see some of the colour comes through, which makes it interesting as well. And all you do is where that webbing is, put your image down, cover it with a bit of Gladbake, because it's got sticky, Blycefix is sticky. And even I already have an iron that's pretty messy, but I don't want to get sticky stuff all over it because it's hard to get off. So always protect it with something, whether it's a Teflon mat or whatever you're using. In my case, I just use what we call Gladbake in Australia. And then there's your image. It doesn't require any tools in particular, and I just spray it with water like so, and then I rub it. And I won't bore you by doing it all, but just to show you, here it starts to work away. And the interesting thing is that with the laser, I'm finding it's clouding over more, and I'll have to rub that a bit more. So the inkjet seems to be giving a much clearer sort of effect. This is an inkjet print, and this one is a laser one. In the past, I always did inkjet ones, but I've only recently, because I'm using them on the jelly plate, the laser ones. So I'm going to take some of it off onto here, so that you can see here it's coming up. So you just work away, wet it, spray it away until you've got all the top cover off. So it's sitting on fusible webbing, if you think of it like that. And so you just rub away until you've got all that paper pulp off. And you can put the paper pulp in your recyclable bin or in your Fogo one. And it's just the back. So this is just very quickly to show you, because so there's the donkey coming up. You can see the words are printed correctly and so on. I'll just show you that, and I'll finish that later. But just very quickly before I go, these ones here have got fusible webbing on the whole piece, which means that when you've finished, you can do a variety of things, like as well as having coloured your background first, you could put a bit of foil down, and it'll come up on the side. You know what happens when you do something when people are watching? It never works. So just have a bit of foil so you can add things to it. So you've got a bit of a foil entrance, and you can add other colour. And when you've finished, if you've torn it like I've torn it here, you can colour it up with like Graphitints or with your Neopastels or with your pencils or whatever you've got. Inktense pencils colour up really well. And then I would seal it with something like wax or medium, matte medium or whatever you like. And you can stitch into it, etc. So that's a very, very easy way to transfer images. So I hope you found that useful. See you again next time. Bye.